Welcome back to Dread Central's daily recap reviews of the second season of Netflix and the Duffer Brothers' Stranger Things. You can find our recap review of the previous episode right here. Now let's get to it. The previous episode of Stranger Things 2 ended with the shocking reveal that Millie Bobby Brown's Eleven was alive and well and living with Jim Hopper in a cabin out in the middle of the woods. With Eleven's fate now out on the table, Episode 2 Trick or Treat Free kicks off with just how the hell Eleven went from being blown to ash at the end of Season 1 to the curly-haired, overall sporting chick we know now. Basically, the story goes that the telekinetic preteen awoke in the Upside Down because of science fiction, and she fought her way out of this ash-gray hell by birth punching a glowing hole in the wall and then just sort of walked out. But this is after all 11, so fair enough, let's move on. The episode sure as hell does. A bleeding, gooey 11 goes to Mike's house and sees that he is surrounded by men in black. To protect her ego supplier from further danger, 11 rushes off and hides out in the woods for months, eating squirrels and deer. Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do, right? Cut to present day and our Scooby gang of Mike, Lukey's, Will, and Dustin are getting ready to show off their kick-ass Ghostbusters costumes at school. Only to realize too late that exactly 0 other students dressed up this Halloween. Wawa. On a side note, it seems that there is now going to be a love triangle growing between Dustin Stans Henderson and Lucas Don't Call Me FC King Winston Sinclair over Hawkins' new resident redhead, Mad Max. My vote goes to Dustin. Chewie gargle. Meanwhile, Hopper and Joyce smoke cigarettes together and Nancy thinks she sees Barb's ghost in a library, only to realize it isn't her undead teenage friend band name, but an actual 40-year-old librarian from the 80s. I can totally see how Nancy got that one wrong though, so fair enough. After finishing his cigarettes with Joyce, Hopper goes back to, being the sheriff of Hawkins and finds yet another pumpkin patch has been hit with the mysterious case of black rot that stuck in the previous episode. Big things are happening here. But whatever, it's the characters, not the pseudo-sci-fi plot that keeps us coming back. While Hopper interrogates rotten pumpkins, wipes alien goo off trees, and plants caution flags in the ground, we cut to Max and her older brother played by the Red Ranger from that recent Power Rangers flick. Her brother, Billy, drives a bitchin' T-Bird and tries to run down Mike and pals. I hate this guy already and can't wait for the gang to surely beat him up with booby traps or something. Bring it on. Let's cut back to the others now for a bit and see what Nancy and Steve are up to. Turns out they're at a Halloween party with Steve dressed as Tom Cruise from Risky Business, right, and Nancy dressed as, for the life of me, I have no idea. Didn't get the reference. Now I feel left out. Anyhow, Nancy's still upset about Barb and thus gets super drunk and tells Steve to go FCK himself. Creeper Jonathan then drives her home. Young love. Meanwhile, Joyce and Samwise from the Goonies dressed as Dracula slow dance and make eyes at each other. Old love. While all these adult matters are going on, our teen Ghostbusters squad is out trick-or-treating with their new addition, Max, who chooses to dress as Michael Myers for the holiday, making her a new favorite character of mine. Just like that. It doesn't take much sometimes. Anyhow, the gang tricks and treats and then Will has another flash, sideways, and we get the feeling that whatever's coming, is going to be here soon. Cue the ominous synth music. Back at the cabin in the woods, 11 watches TV blindfolded. Yeah, you read that right, and we realize that she can visit Mike in this new sensory deprivation ritual. Wait, so the makers of this TV series just threw out the clever idea that watching TV is as much of a sensory depriving act as filling a kiddie pool with salt and eggs or whatever they did last season. But these cats write and direct a TV series, who exactly are they playing to hear? Whatever, it's still pretty clever, so all's fair. The episode then ends with Dustin finding something in the trash cans outside his house. With all the Ghostbusters references flying about this episode, that could mean there is one thing and one thing only in Dustin's recycling bin: AFC King Gremlin. But, unfortunately, I doubt it. That said, $10 says it'll be his My Pet Monster. Can't wait to find out. While this second episode didn't do much to further the plot of this new season, I still enjoyed the hell out of it. I mean, the episode was wall-to-wall spooky Halloween imagery and pop culture references out the wazoo. Did you spot the Part 13 Jason in there? In short, I dug Trick or Treat Free quite a bit, and I'm happy the season is focusing on the characters more than some supernatural plot that we've seen before. Season 1, I'm still looking forward to the rest of the season for sure, and in the words of Dracula Mikey Samwise, I hope it doesn't suck. Check back with us tomorrow for our recap review of Stranger Things 2 EP3. The Polywog. Get this site 100% ad-free. Support us on Patreon. US residents only.